Hi gents, folks, ladies, kids, whoever. Oh sorry, no, this channel is a bit like Michael Jackson, not meant for kids. Oh, did that come out loud, sorry. Anyway, the monthly update. I was all planned to do start afresh on New Year's Eve, and I said to myself, right, this year, if all goes well with certain procedures and whatever else, then I'm hopefully going to try and do regular updates on the channel. And one thing I do enjoy watching from other people's channels is like their monthly updates that they do with not with annoying kids on, but with you know, that show like what stuff they've bought for the month, what they're working on and all that. And I just love those type of videos. I think they're my second favourite, first favourite being stash tours and cave tours, because I'm nosy. So we're in March now, so January and February have gone to pot, so I will just go for March really. It's still fairly early on in March, so really I suppose this is a January and February update. The main thing to start the channel off is a massive, huge, really brilliant well done to Greg Riley. Greg has released a video, so it's not something that we've talked about and he doesn't want me to say. You know, he's now clear of cancer, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so chuffed. It's best news you know, we could ever have, really. Greg's a top, genuine, nice, really nice guy, and to top it all, he's a very talented modeller, so in a way I hate him because he's got everything. I'm only kidding, Greg. Brilliant. Second thing's not a very good note really. Al released a video the other day for his dad had passed away. My heart goes out to you, Al, as you know, because we message each other daily, me, Greg and Al. We're on a Facebook page group thing, and you know, so we message each other daily. So from the bottom of my heart, I am very sorry. I lost my dad a few years ago, and I know what it's like. So you know, heart, good well messages and that go out to you, Al. Right, so let's start with basically projects. Let's see what we've got. So I always said when I set this channel up that I didn't want to have numerous projects on the go at one time. So of course, as modelers, we try and stick by whatever, and then eventually I was finding as well that if I did stick to that and I was doing one project, then over time I'd slowly start getting fed up of that and bored of the project if it was taking any longer. So I started to do the odd couple more. So we'll start with what's on the bench at the minute. So you guys that follow me know that I am doing a build along of this kit. That's all my spare parts, as you've seen in the video, of this kit. It's a very well detailed kit, as you all know. I'm on stage update 2, so the next one will be update 3, and you know, we're early on step 2 really of the build. I know I've said a few times that I'm a very slow builder, because I like to take it in and enjoy the building. As I've said before, I'm not really a weathering and painting guy. I suck at that, and I've always loved building things. So I'm sorry that I'm taking my time with building this, but I'm also decided that I'm slowly getting into a bit of a perfectionist in a way, where I have to have certain things sanded down, even if I'm not going to see it. You know, I have to have this and that. So yeah, so we're on basically the shaft and part of the engine and the steering bogies on that part, and then the last update we did was the first bit of photo etch. I've started, for some reason, I don't know why, started to develop shakes, and whether it's a medication or what, I don't know, but just I'm normally alright for most of the day, but when I come and start to do modelling, that's it, I start shaking. So you know, stuff that's pretty simple is turning into be quite difficult. So I do tend to wear my geek goggles now, you know, for most things, which is a bad sign, I suppose. So yeah, this one I'm hopefully going to get a bit done. Another update hopefully by Sunday. I'll get a bit more done. I'm debating whether to do a few different things as well. I think when it comes to, say, something that some part of it that's a repetitive step, so like you need to make 3 or 4. I think what I shall do is perhaps make one on camera so you can see what it's like, then pause it and go and finish everything else off, you know, the other parts that you need to do, and then come back to the next stage, so you're not sort of being bored out your skull, because I'm very paranoid with that, as I keep mentioning. I know all of you said don't worry about it and whatever else, but I just do, you know. I think it's whether or not it's just those 2 shitty comments that have knocked me a bit. I don't know, which is, they haven't knocked me, I don't mean like that, I mean sort of it's made me a bit paranoid sort of thing. But I don't, if I start speeding up, I'm not going to enjoy it, and I'm going to start making mistakes, so then it's going to be shit for you guys. So I shall just chill out and just do it at my own pace. So that's one of the main parts on the go. Bill over in America is sending me the resin radio part when he gets it. I know they are quite hard to come by, because I believe I got this from me models, that Ryefield will only make so many of a certain thing and then they stop. So very occasionally they'll make a few more of that batch, but you know, so once it's gone, it's gone. Which I didn't know that, but I think it's a bit crappy as well from Ryefield. But anyway, yeah, so far I'm enjoying that, it's quite good. So that's that one done. Right. The next one is, this is one I'm building for myself really. It's no sort of build that I'm doing on camera, but it's the my first Asuka kit, Tasker kit, whatever you want to call them, and it's the Sherman VC Firefly. Now, last couple of months I've gone mad on Fireflies. I had absolutely none in the stash, and suddenly I wanted to just get one, and then the one turned into 2, and very. So anyway, by the by, I've got a couple more. So anyway, I wanted a build that was like sort of, you know, fairly easy, so I could just do it in the back to get my mojo going and keep it flowing and that. So I thought, oh, I'll pick this because it's a Sherman, it's going to be pretty easy. No. Just check the bogey parts out and the wheels. I mean, you have to stick a couple of like these in. I don't know if you'll see them. They give you like a rubber sheet. You can't really see there, can you? Anyway, and you have to cut these bits out to this size, and it's quite, I don't know what the word is really, it's quite, it's difficult, because then you have to, ask for 3 about that size, and you have to put them inside the bogey there, which is weird. So let's just put that there so you can see. Right, anyway, yeah, so it's quite strange, and it's difficult. Then you have to sort of put them all in, and then you have to make sure they're the right way, and you know, so there's about 5 or 6 parts. No, I think, was there about 20 odd parts or something to one bogey, but it does move, you know, so that those, I mean, you don't have to put them in, and you could glue all your bogies down if you wanted to, but I just followed the instructions, and the, you know, the suspension moves and everything, so that's okay that side. At the back here, the back part of the kit, where the exhausts go, I sort of followed the instructions, and I don't know, perhaps it was me, I think it is me that's done everything wrong on this kit to make it the way it is, but I don't half find Asuka instructions, quite difficult, and I think they're here actually, and to not help matters, they're all in Japanese, so I can't understand, you know, I've got a vague of what I've got to do and what I need to do, you know, but it is quite difficult. So there's quite a few glue marks around as well, which I'm quite disappointed at really. I thought I got past that stage, but you know, we're human, aren't we? We make mistakes, I suppose. But yeah, a few things were, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, it sort of sapped the mojo instead of like making it go wow, you know. But yeah, it's all come on. It's slowly taking shape, but it is quite a difficult kit. I know there's probably loads of you out there that are thinking, what an idiot, it's not hard at all. But, you know, for me, I struggle with, especially with the instructions in Japanese. If they were, I've got this exact kit in the Tamiya special edition one downstairs in the stash. And I was playing with the idea of going to get the instructions from that one to use for this one as well. But there are a few differences in that, not loads, but a few, so I thought I'll just try and cope with this. So once this is out of the way, this lower hull and that, I'm hoping it's going to get a bit easier, but we shall see. So that's that I'm building for myself. The next one, while we're on bad kits, guys that were following me for this build, I've put it back in the box. I'm not giving up on it. I'm giving up on it for now. I was tempted to pack it all in and just throw it, but I thought no, it's an expensive kit and I want to try and do it eventually because I actually like the vehicle, you know, the aircraft. The Hobby Boss one is about 50 quid more expensive than this one. If it wasn't, then I perhaps might try and get that one. But so I am going to come back to this, but when I've got a bit more experience under my belt from aircraft, because it's awful, the fitting is, it's terrible. So that is now back in the box. So we're sorry about guys that are following that. Now on a slightly more happier note, this is my ongoing buddy build with Bill Ray. Same chap that's sending me the Ryefield bits, and we're building the Tamiya Tyran 5, and it is, a few guys have said what a lovely kit it is, and it is, it's a beautiful kit. There's only one option in the kit to do, call out, and it's an Israeli Defence Force in the Negev, mid 1980s. So I've been doing a few bits of research and looking around on my, I think I'll put it away now, I have, and on the internet and that and in my books, and I've decided I'm going to do it in a SLA, which is a South Lebanese Army, and they tend to have bluish sort of camo, and a bit of black. So I thought, why not? And what I've done is I've also gone in and hit with a bit of battle damage. I've used you only get one barrel in the kit, which is this one with the muzzle thing, whatever it is there. So what I did is, on all my research that I was looking at, a lot of these kits would mainly had that type of barrel, which is where the bulge is at the end. Well, I don't know if anybody that's followed me for a while will know I built the Tacom T55 last year or the year before, and I had a spare barrel left over that, so it's actually plastic, so I just made that up and put that on. I've added this decal overnight and it's wonky, so I'm going to chip that to buggery to make it look good. And I've added battle damage here and there, and I've taken the back fender off the back there with my hand tool, you know, and that. It's quite shiny because I've added, for a change, I've added a, let me just try and find it. Yep, I've added a some of the new lacquer, Tamiya lacquer, LP24, the semi-gloss stuff, and because I wanted to, I don't want to weather it heavily because it's not going to go on any diorama or vignette or anything at the minute, so I just want to, I'm going to obviously give it a wash, and I might add the odd couple bits of oils here and there, and then that's it, give it a dust coating, and that's it. I'm leaving it like that, and it'll just be a standalone on the bench. So yeah, but that, I've really enjoyed this kit. It's really good actually. It's not too, it's your typical Tamiya, but there's also a bit of a twist in it, you know, you have to, a few bits are quite difficult here and there, so it's not easy, but it's you know, it's good. The markings here on the turret, I don't know if you can see that, and then the couple on the back, I've done that one there on the the basket on the back, and then the turret basket here, that's just basically Panzer Ace's stencil, is it, colour, I painted on by hand, and then I've just left off like the identification marks for the I.D.F and that. But yeah, so that's coming on, that's nearly done. The wheels are all done, the tracks are all done ready, so they're the rubber band, they were just quite easy to do, and then the wheels are done and all ready to be washed. I've damaged a lot of the wheels as well, and I've also tried to, I don't know where it is, but in fact that one actually, what I've actually noticed is with a lot of tyres, they're very like a sort of lighter colour where the tracks meets where the wheel meets the track pads, and then there's obviously darker rubber around the outside where it's not worn. So I've tried to just, I'm going to on this one, I've done this one and I'm going to try on the others and just sort of chip the tyres with a lighter tyre colour. Just give that a go, see what that's like. It probably won't work, but you never know. And if any of you are wondering what the AR means on and a little dot on there, what I do is I mark that if I've already thinned the paint, so I put the thinner in. If it's one dot, it's the Tamiya lacquer paint, lacquer thinner, sorry. And if it's two dots, it's the Mr. Hobby levelling thinner. So that's my sort of code of doing stuff. So it's weird, but still, there you go. So there's that one. Right, we'll do thank yous. So a couple of thank yous this month, and I know I have received a couple of things prior to Christmas off my good friends, but I'm just going to start afresh from here. So, sorry, the dog's barking. Yeah, so this one's off Sean Deary, Sean's modelling channel on YouTube. I'll try and leave a link below if I remember. He just sent me this to try and wish me, to get well soon, and a lovely gesture, Sean. I've not got any chieftains in the stash. In my last stash I had the old Tamiya one, and I was, funnily enough, looking at that a few days ago. So I've got a ploy or a plan that not this year but sometime I might try and start building the top 10 of the tanks in the world, or top 10 in Britain, the British marks and all that, and I just think it might be a good little thing to do on the side, project on the side. So this will come in really handy. These books, I don't know if you've seen them, the Tankcraft, they're quite, compared to a lot of other books, they are quite a lot less expensive, but they're so good inside. You get proper pictures, and then you get certain regiments called out. There's a famous Berlin one, and then you also get the model, some people's models that they've built in there, so they talk you through that. So I thought that was quite a nice little thing. I've just bought the M2 and M3 half track one after reading this one from Sean, because those of you that follow me know that I love my US half tracks. And I love German half tracks too, but the US ones I love, and I'm trying to get a collection going of them, especially the Tamiya ones, because they are very hard to come by now. But yeah, so that was that. Thank you, Sean. Then the next one was off John. I won't reveal his second name because I don't know if he'd like to or not. He messaged me saying that he got 2 of these in the stash, and would I like the other one because he's not going to use it. And I said, oh yeah, thank you very much. I offered to pay for the postage and that, but he was such a lovely guy. He said, no, it's okay, I've got that covered. Anyway, it's arrived, and wow, it is really, really good. Some of the pictures I've not seen in any books before, and you guys know that I love my books a lot. So, but yeah, it's fantastic, John. Thank you so much. I shall definitely, that will come in handy. And then also, he says, because I love Star Wars, he built this a few years ago, which is great. It's a little R2-D2 in metal. So I said, well, that would be go well with my Bandai Stormtrooper. So I was going to leave him there, but I'm going to leave him there over here, so I can, on the bench. So that's thank you very much, John. And then we'll move on to what I've bought the last couple of months. I've only just bought a couple of things, so I'm just going to, this isn't all that I've bought, but I just brought a couple of things out. So we'll stay on the book area. This I got from Historix.com. It's an Andrea Press book, and it's basically German equipment in World War II. Now, I was thinking it's going to be a bit bigger, but it's not. It's come like a little A5, is it, or A3, whatever it is. But it's full of stuff, and the modellers in here are, I think, yeah, Carlos Rayo is one, Manjim Kim, and Calvin Tan. Now, I do like a lot of Calvin's work, but it's really good. It goes down to each bit of the uniform that they use, and they go through what they use on each step. But it's all for 1/35 as well, so it's very good. So they do it all in that scale, so it's good for me. and a lot of other guys on here that are probably watching this will like this. I don't think it was massively cheap for what it was. I think it was $14.99. But I mean, if you consider, and I've said this many times, if you consider that $14.99, if you look after that, you've got that for the rest of your life. So, you know, but yeah, that's it's really good. I haven't used it yet, but I have used it to just a couple of things, you know, but nothing major. So there's the first one. Then I bought one of these, which was the Panzer Grenadier Divisions 1939 to 45. It's by Chris Bishop, and it's Amber Publishings, or whatever they're called. So anyway, I bought this and I thought, oh, they do a couple of others for the Germans as well. So I got the Waffen SS Divisions 39 to 45 and the Wehrmacht Panzer Divisions 39 to 45. Now, they're all dead cheap. I got them, I think they were second hand off Amazon. But they're full of information, and the sort of what call outs were certain battles, and you know, so I just thought they were very good to have for a bit to keep in the stash for more historical fact and whatever else, you know. So yeah, I bought those. I even think that they do Allied stuff, I believe. I think I've seen a couple of them on Amazon, the Allied stuff. And then another book that I bought was this. It's David Doyle, so you know it's going to be good. Sherman Tank Volume 1, America's M4A1 medium tank in World War II. I got this because it was going really cheap, and I thought, oh, go on, I'll have a look, because I haven't got a lot of David Doyle stuff. But it's brilliant. It really is good with interior shots and everything. So I ordered that, and then what flashed up at the bottom, you might also like Volume 2 was on there, so I thought, why not? And I think I got the both for a tenner. So, and that was including delivery. So again, lovely hardback, you know, nice neck to see what it is, and yeah, brilliant. So I've got them. Right, stash, new kits and whatever else we bought. So first of all, I got a couple of these. I love, you guys will know that I love trying new stuff that comes out now. I know they're not new, they've been out for years, whatever, but they're new to me, and I thought I'll just give them a go because I've heard good things about them. I've actually used these two on the Tyran, so we're looking just, it looks okay, but we'll see. So yeah, I've got two of those. They're basically set and sol, because I normally use set and sol, and then the Daco stuff that I got from Telford a few years ago. And then Brett G sent me the Solver set over so I could give that a go. But I tend to use the Microsol set and sol, and I now use the extra strong UMP one for difficult decals, because I recommend that stuff, that's very good. So there's that. I love British stuff, as you know, and I've always bleeded on that there's not enough British stuff out there to buy, especially in armour and 135th. So when this was released, I automatically said I've definitely got to get one of them. So the lads at E-Models put me one aside, and it's mini art, and that's what they'll look like. And they're still sealed, so if anybody wants a review, I'll do one for you. But they were about $8.99, I think, but they'll go well. So I'm thinking that Mini Art are releasing this in the thought of the new Challenger 2 that's coming out from Ryefield, so because they'll go just right for it, I suppose. So yeah, so there's that. Then I got myself, as I said to you, I was going mad on Fireflies. I saw this at quite a decent price. It was it's brand new, everything's still sealed, instructions, decals, the lot. But what a weird box it is. I've not known that before, only on like Tamiya kits and that. But yeah, so it's the new Asuka. It's not a new Asuka, but it's the hybrid hull. Now I've not had many. I've never had the hybrid hull Firefly, so I thought to get this one. But yeah, so I got that. Black box, quite nice. Then staying on the Asuka, Al Wood was going into his model shop in Birmingham, and he got me and he got Greg one of these. I've paid him for mine, and Greg's paid him, you know, the money back for his. But it comes with resin parts, this. Now I've got a few Shermans, but I don't have an Easy 8 anymore because I built the Tamiya one of last year or the year before, I think. So I thought, yeah, and it comes with some resin parts as well, which is the add-on armour, I think, on the sides there. So yeah. And then one that I was looking forward to for a long time, Sherman's again, was this, the Meng M4A3 Easy 2 Jumbo. Never done a jumbo kit before, but it's really nice. This is Meng, pretty cheap as well for what you get nowadays. You get proper metal springs in this. Where are they now? Yeah, so you get quite a bit really. You get your pins for the separate track links if you want to use those. You get a metal barrel, and you also get some metal springs that are in this, and then if you turn the box around they actually give you some, I think it's cigarette boxes to put on for, you know, I thought that was quite clever. I think they did that on the first one they released, which is in the stash downstairs. So, but the rubber band tracks actually, the rubber band tracks are really, really good for what, you know, rubber band tracks, a lot of people pull the faces, but they've actually got the gaps in between each, you know, trackpad, so it's pretty good. So that's it for the, oh no, sorry, a couple more. I've got my 2 magazines for the month that I buy. This one especially I love. I've actually set up a monthly one for Greg to have. It's really good. It's mainly armour, of course. Well, it is armour full stop, and then you get pictures of other stuff that's been released, so you get your ships and then your figures and everything like that. And then I love this one as well. I just love the way that they do this, and they do the build alongs inside, really easy to follow. And also you've got they give you like an armour and profile, so like this one's a Churchill, and I've got an idea for a Churchill that I got later on in the year to build a little project that I've got an idea for. But yeah, so they have them too. And then that's it really. The only thing I've got to say is I've entered the Warts and All Facebook group, the latest buddy build, group build, sorry, which is Out of the Cold and Into the Fire, I think, which is all to do with basically anything from the dates that they say. I think it's, I can't remember, so I'm not going to butcher it, but it's on there. I've already posted what I'm going to do, but I've just also taken one thing out. I did originally order or put into the group picture that I was doing the Tamiya Pink Panther Jeep. My diorama, my project is going to be called Irene. So any of you guys that love your war films will know what that's from. That was a code name given in Somalia from the Americans to start the attack or whatever, and it's from Black Hawk Down. So there's a scene in that I like where a truck comes across and pins down a couple of Americans until they can load the grenade launcher on their M16 and blow the vehicle up that's got an M2 firing from the back. So my first ones, I was going to use the Pink Panther, so I thought instead of that I'm going to use this, which is the Meng set. It's got 2 in, 2 Jeeps in, so I'm just going to use one, which I think is mainly going to be this one. I'm going to have to cut off the cab because that wasn't on there. It's not going to be massively correct, it's just going to be my take on that scene, but it's going to be historically correct, shall we say. So as you can see, all the admin from the guys on Warts and All, it's all in its packets, it's not been started, and the instructions are there. So it's going to be that, and then we're going to have on the back this master box. Now before you think, hang on a minute, that's Vietnam, yeah it is, but I couldn't get any figures that were sort of standing up and shooting from the back of a vehicle, and I know they are around there, but I couldn't get them at the time. So these won't be in here, but this one will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take obviously the helmet off. And back in them days in '93, the Somalians did use some of their some of the Somalian forces did have uniform on, or were just their own glad rags or whatever, but you know, so I'm going to basically adapt. Now luckily for me, they supply an M2, which isn't the problem, it's the stand that it's on, so luckily it comes in the kit, so I shall just do that to adapt to that. And then they're going to be, for those fighting against the Americans, I'm going to use these African freedom fighters. I shan't use them all, but I shall just use a couple of them firing from a distance or whatever. The Americans, I'm going to be using this set, which is the older set that's been around for years of Tamir. But this is like the type of uniforms that they wore back then, so they're going to be used. I think I'm going to actually use both of them, all of them, sorry. And then the last ones, I'm going to be using this, which is Delta Force Somalia 93, which is the Dragon kit. I shall be using all of these as well, I believe. Possibly all of them, I'm not sure yet. But again, these aren't started yet, if there's any admin looking on at this. So that is basically it, guys. I want to thank everybody for all your kind backup and comments that you've done for a lot of my videos. It's really good of you, thank you ever so much. It does mean a lot. I'm going to put a link below. One of the groups I run on Facebook is Modern Military Models group, and I have Mark from Armour Empire on that as a part of admin group with me, and we've both noticed we've had literally 500 or 600 people in the last 2 weeks join. It's gone berserk, it really has. So the group is now on 1,200 or 300 people already, which is great, you know. But and for the best part as well, it's a really friendly atmosphere. We don't normally have that many idiots on there, and if they are, we get rid of them quickly, and it's, you know, there's no, you know, what's it. So I have also got a group build on the go, which is the I.D.F group build. That's running until June. It's been going for a year, and it's anything that relates to the I.D.F, the Israeli Defence Force, you can build. So we've had a few more people on that, not loads, but I think we're just over the 200 mark on that. I want to say thank you to the admin guys, especially Sean, he's back, who's been helping out immensely, and Brett G. I shall, if I think, put a link for his channel below this video as well. He's been helping out no end too. So for everybody that helps on that group, thank you very much. Two more groups, which basically the group Gulf Wars modelling group, which is one of my favourite groups that I set up, which I love, and then also the Vietnam War group build as well. Now all of their groups the builds have finished now, but I'm going to keep them open as an interest group, so you post your bits of work in there that you want to. So yeah, all in all, that's basically it, guys. I'm just checking around. Oh, a couple of other things I got that I wanted to try out is these bits from AK. Now, I get my bits of foam and everything off eBay from Mike, Cohenus and Chalky. Ian White have all told me what to go for, and Simon from Barbarossa YouTube channel. They've all very kindly messaged me what they use, and I've actually got some of that bits in the stash downstairs. However, when AK came out with these bits, I just thought I'd give it a go and see what they're like. So they're all wrapped up at the minute, but I've got, you know, one of each one. So I'm just going to give them a try and see what they're like, and I'll report back to you guys. I'm thinking about using some of these for a building or brick wall for that Irene build, I think. So I'm sorry about the glare as well on these shiny things. I can't do much more about it really, but that's how we do. So that's it really, guys. So hope you're all well. Hope you all stay safe and keep doing models and looking after each other, because we generally do have a great community. You know, obviously the odd one here and there that are idiots, but still, you know, you can't help that. You get that everywhere. But yeah, it's fantastic. So anybody that wants to get in touch with me, leave messages down below, guys. Any rivet counting and that I should just not answer. I should just get rid if it's nasty and that. And if you need any questions answering, or tools that I use you've seen you want to know, or anything, just give us a message. My email address, if you don't want to put it on the comment section below this video, is the main description page. When you click on somebody else's channel and you're looking at what they do, and it tells you, the description page tells you what their channel is all about. my email is there, so don't hesitate, give us an email. I will get back to you as soon as I see it. Yeah, so there you go. Right guys, thank you very much for watching and sticking with me. I know you're probably all asleep now, but come back. Thanks guys, hope you're all well, hope you'll stay safe, and may the force be with you. Bye.